Hey, and thank you for watching. I just wanted to say welcome to my intro to Beachbody coaching. And I wanted to just say, if you are here, congratulations, because I see something really awesome in you. And I think that you have what it takes to be a Beachbody coach. So we're going to get started with a little bit of my background in case you don't know it. I was a competitive cheerleader, I did gymnastics, I did dance, and then I started competitive cheerleading when I was 9. So I cheered all the way through high school. I had never worked out in a gym. I had basically just lifted people my whole life. So when I went to college, I didn't really know what to do. I didn't necessarily have healthy habits. I was just always really active. So I go to college, I tear my ACL in in my left knee, my very first semester. And I had to have ACL reconstruction. And I didn't know really how to rehab after that. So I got really depressed. I started gaining weight. It wasn't just the freshman 15, it was the freshman 20. And it was just because I didn't know what to do. So I started seeing a doctor for my depression, and they said, "Are you working out?" And I was like, "No, I don't know how to." I go to the rec center and I just stare at machines and try to not look like an idiot, like I don't know what I'm doing. And which is funny if you know me now, but I had no idea what I was doing. And I really had a hard time being on antidepressants. My family had a hard time with it. I had a really hard time with it because it just felt like, is there something else I can do? And so I set out to learn how to work out. And I was really lucky along the way. I met a lot of people who helped me, who just kind of gave me free advice. And they sort of guided my path. So let's fast forward a couple of years. I'm in Los Angeles with my husband. I have been there for about 3 or 4 years. And I still wasn't happy with where I am. I was working in a restaurant at the time, and I was working at nights, and I was missing workouts all the time, and I wasn't eating right. Lots of bread, not eating healthy at all. And I was miserable. And I was starting to get depressed again. And I was talking to my husband, and I was like, well, if only I knew that I was working out consistently and that I was eating the right things, then I could stop worrying about it. And so I kind of came up with the slogan, healthy, strong, happy. If I'm healthy and if I'm strong, I'll be happy. And there's a lot more to it, but that's kind of your basic. And that's actually how I ended up deciding to become a personal trainer and creating my own business, Healthy, Strong, Happy, aka Natalie SQ Fitness. So I started studying for my personal training certification back in, it's 2012. And I studied for the hardest certification, the one that's basically like a degree in kinesiology. Now, this is one of the things that sort of sets me apart from most Beachbody coaches. You do not have to be a fitness professional. Most of them are not. And most of the most successful coaches are not personal trainers or have a nutrition degree or anything. Like, they have no idea about health and fitness. They just have a desire to help people, and it's amazing. So I started training as my job. And what happens when you do that is you end up putting all of your effort and your energy into your clients. So every day I was missing my workout. I was training, 8 to 10 clients a day. I was exhausted. I wasn't meal prepping like I should. I tried. I really did. And I was miserable again. And I was living this healthy life. So we're going to kind of fast forward to how I heard about Beachbody, and then I'm going to push these two together. So one of my closest friends from high school back in Memphis, where I grew up, Michelle Myers, has been a Beachbody coach for about 5 years. A lot of you have probably heard her name or heard me speak of her. And she asked me very early on in her Beachbody career to be a coach. And I said no. And then she brought it up again when I started mentioning money problems. And she was very like, hey, this is an opportunity for you to, be healthy. And she knew I was going through stuff. And she was like, come on, Beachbody coach. And I was like, no, the 3rd year, no, the 4th year. I just didn't see the value in Shakeology or in working out at home. I was a gym rat. I loved working out at gyms. So why would I work out at home? And I loved my protein powder. So why would I need a shake? Like, I'm not into meal replacements. I need whole foods. So going back to kind of when I was training, my husband had lost his job, and we and 5 weeks before we got married. So we had all of our bills that needed to be paid for the wedding, things like that. So we were actually in quite a bit of debt. So I was looking for ways to make more money, but also to just add more value to my life and to take really better care of myself, put myself as a priority again. So I got really interested in Shakeology because I was making my protein shakes, my little meal replacements that I thought I was so fancy with. And I had gone to GNC and I bought like their antioxidant powder. I bought their super green, like the green superfood powder that you can add to shakes. I was buying chia seeds, flax seeds. I was taking, fish oils. I was considering wheatgrass. And I started to look at how much money I was spending on these shakes, and I was disgusted. Like, it gets really expensive after a while. So I was like, all right, Michelle's been doing Shakeology forever. It's helped her through an eating disorder, through her first baby, nursing, now her second. Like, there's got to be something to this. So I did a lot of research, and I kind of just laughed at myself, like, Natalie, why didn't you do this years ago? Because it had more than anything I could put into it in it. Like, they say if you were going to try to eat all of the nutrients that are in Shakeology in the one shake that you have a day, if you're going to try to eat it in like a meal, one, it would cost you a fortune, like at least $41. But we're talking like 2 things of heads of romaine, a whole 4 cups of radishes, 3 things of broccoli, 4 cups of cauliflower, like just massive amounts of food. And I don't know about you, but I can't put that in me. So I got really, really excited about Shakeology. And I was like, I got to try it. So then at the same time, I had not been working out, and I was kind of tired of doing weights at the gym. And when you work at a gym, people ask you questions, whether you're on the clock or off the clock. So I could never get like my zone, which just sounds, but when you have a really good workout, you're like, oh, that was awesome. Like, it's just, my head's clear. It was always like my sanity, and, having it be my antidepressant as well. Literally, like, if I miss working out for 3 days, my serotonin levels go down and I start to feel really depressed, really anxious. And it was just too important for me to have my zone and feel good. So this is about the time that T25 came out. If you're not familiar with T25, it's Shanti's program. It's 25 minutes a day. It's 5 days a week. It's all speed and agility, and it makes you feel like a ninja. If you've read anything about me doing T25, I like to use the word ninja with T25. So I had been talking to a girl who was not my client. She was just a friend of mine that I'd kind of, she would ask me questions about training, or how do I lose weight, or what can I do? And I started talking about T25, and I was just like, I'm so excited about this program, and this is what it does, and this is how amazing it is. I was like, and are you drinking Shakeology? And she's like, no, I've been thinking about it. I mean, I have a bag. And I was like, I was just doing research, and I just go through like the list of all of the benefits: prebiotics, probiotics, 70 superfoods, no preservatives, all natural, like from all over the globe, best ingredients. It's amazing. Like, they came out with Shakeology, I want to say like 3.5 years ago, 3.5, 4 years ago, because when Beachbody started, there was no Shakeology. But they wouldn't come out with a vanilla because they couldn't find a vanilla that was not processed. Like, I love that they have such high standards. So I'm telling her all of this, and she's like, okay, well, I'm going to call my Beachbody coach and just buy it. And I walked out of that little conversation, and I was like, wait a second. Is this what Michelle was talking about? Is this what it means to be a coach? So I called Michelle, and I was like, I need more information. And she was fantastic because I had a lot of questions. I was very skeptical about Beachbody at first. I'd never really gotten into like the whole network marketing. I mean, we've all known somebody who is a network marketer that we did not have a good situation with. And so I wanted to know what made Beachbody different. Obviously, I was excited about the products, but what made them different? So she starts to tell me about how Beachbody started. And I'm going to tell you. So back in the day, Carl Deichler, who's our CEO, and his buddy John, they met a guy named Tony Horton. And they were like, this guy's really cool. He's really going to help people. And they were working at a different fitness company at the time. And they believed in Tony so much that they went to the fitness company guy and was like, hey, we have to do like an at-home workout. This guy is going to change people's lives. And they were like, no, I don't think we're interested. So Carl and John formed their own company. They formed Beachbody. And they, with Tony Horton, put out Power 90, which is the precursor to P90X. It's actually very similar to it's not very similar, but it's the precursor to P90 as well, which is one of our newer programs. So they started selling tons of Power 90 and then P90X. And then they added Chalene Johnson, who is Turbo Kick, Turbo Flyer, now Pio, which is my jam, and Chalene Extreme. And then they added Shanti of T25. But before that, it was Insanity. And now he has Insanity Max 30 and Insanity Asylum. So they had all of these programs. And there's other programs that you probably haven't heard of, like Slim and Six, because they're just a little bit older in our library, but they're still amazing programs. So they're selling all of these programs. This company is huge. Carl has a background in infomercials. So that's why our infomercials are amazing. Like our Beachbody branding is so awesome that you might not go up to somebody and say, hey, I work with Beachbody, and they know who that is. But you say, the company with P90X and Insanity, and they're like, oh yeah, duh. Everybody knows it. And so when you're looking to be a network marketer, you want to have really strong marketing because that's what it's about. So it makes your job really simple because everyone already knows, like, the hard stuff is out there. Like, you're not having to educate people on what these programs are. You're having to pair them. So Michelle's telling me this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. Well, how did the coaching thing start? Well, they had sold all these programs, but they weren't getting an equal amount of success stories. So all these programs are going out. They're getting a couple success stories back. Excuse me, my camera is falling. Better. Yeah. So they're not getting success stories back. So what they did, and I think this is amazing, they reached out and called almost every single person that had bought a program. And so many people were like, yeah, it's just sitting in my closet and I just haven't gotten around to it. Or, yeah, I did it for like the first week, but then it just got hard. And so they're going, okay, so there's no follow through. So they went on message boards, and this is back in the day when like message boards, I say back in the day like we're really old, but back in the day, like when message boards were still a huge forum for people, not just like on Facebook. So what they found was a group of about 40 people who for free were just encouraging people. Or just like, hey, so this worked for me. What about you? Like, try this. And okay, yeah, I had a really hard time with that too. And they just were holding people accountable. Like, let me know how that workout went. Hey, did you do your workout today? And they realized that these people were creating the accountability and the motivation that was lacking. You can have a great trainer. You can have an amazing program, and you can put nutritional guides, and you can put Shakeology in it. But if you don't have someone who is holding them accountable, they're not necessarily going to be successful. So they flew those 40 people out to California in Santa Monica, really close to where I used to live, and they presented the coaching opportunity. They didn't want to call them distributors. They didn't want to say that you are in sales. They called them a coach because that's what we do. We don't sell things. We just encourage people to be the best version of them. And that was when they presented, hey, how would you feel about everything that you do sell or someone purchases from you, you make 25%. And they were like, wait, we've been doing this for free. And he was like, yeah, I know. So you make 25% off of everything that you sell. You also get a 25% off discount on anything that you buy. And there are a lot of other ways to make money. We can talk about that. But those are some of the basics. So it's in talking to Michelle, I was very excited about the heart behind Beachbody, the belief in making people successful. It's not just a numbers game. It's not just about putting people out there. It was about making people successful and the best version of them. So you're probably wondering at this point, all right, Natalie, we heard about you. So what does a Beachbody coach do? So I would say that if you can be a good friend you're going to be a good coach. One of the biggest skills that I've really had to work on in the last year as a coach is my relationship building. I've always been able to make friends, but not necessarily like deep friendships. And if you're one of those people who just makes friends and just can build a relationship and people trust you, you're going to make an awesome coach. Like, again, you do not have to have any fitness experience whatsoever. Like, some of the best coaches are coaches who are not the most fit. They're the ones that are like in the beginning and the middle stages of their workouts, and they still have 20 pounds to lose, or they're still falling off the wagon, or they're struggling. But those people are relatable, and those are the ones that people latch onto and are like, I want you to be successful. And then you sort of just invite those people to join with you. Like, hey, right now for me, I'm pregnant. And so it's a really great way for me to build relationships with other expecting mothers and women who want to be pregnant. My husband and I tried for a year. And so I can talk about like nutritionally how Shakeology helps me, how Shakeology is my prenatal. Like, I take folic acid because there's not enough for a pregnant woman in Shakeology. But other than that, Shakeology has everything that I need for me and my growing baby. And so just building relationships with people allows them to see your journey, and then you just invite them to join you. You invite them to join you in a challenge group, or you invite them to join you in owning their own business, which who doesn't want to own their own business? So I'll get to that a little bit later. So as far as challenge groups go, every month you run a challenge group. Now what this means is when you're inviting those people and you're saying, hey, I'm working on this. This is my goal. I'm really trying. Do you want to join me? Like, do you want to be with me while I work on this? And then you help them find a program, one of our bazillion programs that fits them, that suits them, that makes them happy. That's the program that they're going to get so excited about that they just talk to their friends about. Like T25 was for me. I was just like, blah, 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 T25. And I just happened to sell it because I loved it. So you pair somebody with a program, and then all of our programs come with a nutritional guide. The trainers, we have online resources, but also then you get Shakeology. And so they're already getting the most nutritional thing that they can get. So you have workout and nutrition, and then now you add you as a coach. And as a coach, you are there to hold them accountable. Beachbody provides you with all of these challenge group guides so that you have tips to give people. You have knowledge, scientific knowledge that you might not necessarily have if you don't have any fitness background, and they give it to you and they say, here, share this with your group. It'll help everybody. And so they make it very easy for you to hold people accountable. You just have to have the desire. You have to have the desire to help people and maybe not inspire them. I mean, that's awesome, but just to help and encourage and stay connected. Because that's what a relationship is. You stay connected to them. Also, I said invite. That's one of our vital behaviors. We have 3 of them. The second is be proof of the product. And that's kind of easy when you love them. Like, I'm doing Pio right now, and I drink chocolate Shakeology every day. Before that, I did vanilla Shakeology, and I did Pio around before I got pregnant. And then I'm about to do Les Mills Pump, and I'm still doing chocolate Shakeology. So it's really easy for me to sit here and say, like, I love Beachbody products because I do them every day. I drink Shakeology, or I eat it. Like, I made little no-bake protein balls with Shakeology, and it's delicious. So you're proof of the product. It's not that hard if you love it as much as every coach does. And then the third thing is actually, I think this is the one that people sort of let fall, but it's the most important one. And it's personal development. And this is where I'm going to talk about how Beachbody coaching kind of changes your life, because it does. Personal development, it's not just a desire to have a wonderful business. And yes, sometimes my personal development books or podcasts are about running a business. They're about being an entrepreneur. And I learn. It's a desire to learn. But mainly, my personal development books are about how to just be a better human, how to love more, how to be a better wife, how to be a better future mother. And it's just to be a better friend. And personal development is such a huge aspect of what being a Beachbody coach is, because all of us initially, we start out to, oh, we want to lose weight, or we want to have six pack, or we want all of these, lower body fat, or whatever. We want to be healthy. But what we don't realize is that stems from something a lot deeper, and that stems from something in our heart, and that the physical manifestation of it, of whether we are healthy or strong, it actually touches us deeper, and that's where that happy part comes in. And so in spending 10 minutes a day, and that's what they recommend is 10 minutes. Most of the time you'll end up doing more just because you're into it and it's really great. You make a huge difference in your life. I've been a coach for a year. I've read numerous personal development books and podcasts. And I will say that I would not be living back in Georgia with my husband and pregnant if I had not become a Beachbody coach. I would not be walking a more spiritual life. I would not be a happy human being like I am right now because I didn't get it. And personal development has really changed that for me. And now I seek to just know people, get to know them, learn about them, and help them. And that's a really cool place to be. And that's one of the 3 vital behaviors that Beachbody wants you to do as a coach. So running a challenge group is being proof of the product. You're doing personal development to make yourself better. And you invite people to join you on your journey. It's pretty simple. So I want to kind of wrap it up a little bit and give you a couple of ideas about why Beachbody is just the bomb. I am not even where I want to be in my Beachbody business. I am not at the level that I want. But what's amazing is I have so many goals and I set them every single year and I put into plan actions to get me there. Beachbody has unlimited earning potential. And I know most people are like, well, how is that possible? And how do I get it? It's usually like, me, I want it, go. It has unlimited earning potential, but you have to work for it. You have to be consistent. And when I say like work for it, I'm not talking like 8 hours a day. I'm talking if you consistently invite people, run challenge groups, be a product of the product, and do personal development, you will get there. It's consistency. I honestly do about 30 minutes a day of Beachbody. I am personally trying to build my pages and network more people, like with more people and things like that. So I now add on hours, but I also, this is my only job. I'm able to stay at home. And I'm going to be able to stay at home and work from home with my kids. And that was always a goal for me. One of the first things we talk about when you become a Beachbody coach is why. Why did you want to be a Beachbody coach? Like really, not just like, oh, I want to make a lot of money, but like, where's your heart? And my heart is, I want to be a mom that is around and I want to be able to provide for my family, but I also want to help people. I want my life to matter. And so I'm able to do that with Beachbody. And I'm able to grow a business and help other people grow their business so that they can have the same thing. So it's not just that I'm helping people be healthy physically, I can help people be healthy financially. And that's a really cool position to be in. So think about that one, like chew on it a little bit. And I think you'll be like, wait, so I can make as much money as I want. I just have to do a little bit of work and I can have the life that I want. It's no overnight success. Some people are really successful right away and it's amazing. But it's a battle of consistency. It's a battle of time, but it's more than worth it. Could you imagine if in 6 months you didn't have to work anymore because you were already making a 6-figure income from home? Yeah, I'll take it. Also, I think the coolest thing about Beachbody, I've said the coolest thing about 800 times because there's a lot of cool things. I should probably like prioritize these. But you meet so many like-minded people. It was really cool getting to talk to Michelle again, my high school friend that brought me on with Beachbody, and kind of reconnecting with her. And now I've reconnected with so many people and building relationships. And I've met so many people who want the same things as me, who value their family the way that I do, who value their spirituality, and who value their health and like their home health, their heart health, their, everything. And you make a lot of friends through Beachbody. And even though it's your own business, you're not alone because there's so many other people out there who are doing what you are doing that they want you to succeed. And it's a really great support group. Like, I was concerned that people would want to take my clients. No, they're like, that's yours. If I can help you and I can help you like pair them with a program because I had some sort of connection with, they're still yours. And it's really amazing to have, like, to be in an environment where everyone is so positive and they really support you and they want your success. It's really, really wonderful. I also just sort of want you to dream for a minute about, maybe you're not happy with your job, or maybe you love your job right now. But like, what is the life you always wanted? Like, when you sit there and you talk and you're like, I wish I could do this. Or I wish I could work from home. Or I really wish I didn't have to put my kids in daycare. Or I wish I could like incorporate my faith in my business. Or I wish that somehow I could have my husband work with me, because that's possible too with Beachbody. And I want you to picture what it is that you want and realize that when you own your own business and when you have such an amazing marketing team behind you with Beachbody, it makes it easy for you to run these challenge groups, to build relationships, and to better yourself and build a business for you and to help so many people. Like, not only is obesity an epidemic in America, but we're all in debt. Like, I mean, I'm in the generation of like super debt, So like, everyone needs help with that. And if you can provide an out, not just for you, but for your friends and for your family, what an amazing life that is. And that Beachbody can give you that. So I'm going to wrap it up. I know I gave you a lot to think about. And I just wanted to say, I'm so happy that you're listening to this and that you're watching this. And think about it and let's follow up, because I've seen something awesome in you. And I really think that you are a true inspirer and that you are someone that has what it takes to be a fantastic Beachbody coach. So let's chat soon. And I want to ask you to join my team. It's Team Just Start. And we are about 7 strong right now. And we are growing very quickly. And it's a bunch of people who just support each other, love each other, and are all looking to make a better life for their friends and their family. And most importantly, their personal selves and family. And that's through Beachbody. So have a great day. And thank you so much for watching.